Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Harakakadash. Double honors to apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to elect what you ought to be. It's your brother Khawaja. Got a quick lesson for you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who better shame of looking like heathens, who spit by witness that they're a child of Heavenly Father. In the name of the Heavenly Father, is Yahweh, who the world inly calls Jehovah, God of Yahweh. In the name of the Heavenly Son, is Yahweh Shah, who the world inly calls Jesus Christ, who is crucified for Yeshua. Quick lesson. Any other preachers come out, you already know it's the Holy Spirit. So Holy Spirit, whether you believe it or not. And well, I'm uploaded a video by the brother Shakia, GMS. Uh, Behold, the physician cometh, and he the medic, but he had well, no, not medic. You know what I'm saying? Physician would be better, but to call him a physician is better. He had uh did a sit down stuff, showing a picture and stuff. I mean, showing a quick little video. I think it was TikTok, and the female was using science, and that word science means to know. Science means to know. You know what I'm saying? And it was known that guess what, women from 20 on up, you know what I'm saying, was gonna find themselves in a bad situation and stuff when it come down to the Isaiah 4:1. Because when you read Isaiah 4:1 and stuff, there's a bargain going on. It's like we'll eat our own food, meaning the women. We'll eat our own food and wear our own clothes. Only let us be called by their name. So they're going to be that sounds like a bargain. That sounds like a woman seeking permission to be with a man. That what that clearly looks like is that the man is going to have to choose. You know what I'm saying? The women, right? And this is just a skillful ad, laying back, giraffe back. You know what I'm saying? Because giraffe is lawful uh, to eat. Um, Pretty much, I want to bring this out. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of women and stuff that when it come down to it, you know what I'm saying? They think that if they're joined with a man of the Lord, you know what I'm saying, then they cool by just having sex with them. It's like, no, there's a protocol you're going to have to follow into when it come down to you women. And I just want to bring out an example, you know what I'm saying, to show proof, you know what I'm saying, that you still going to have to do some work. Now, yeah, the scriptures do say that a woman shall be saved in childbearing, but if you still pregnant, you know what I'm saying, or you got an infant that can't be taught righteousness yet, you know what I'm saying, they're unless the Lord don't want them. The thing is that part of that, women being saved and childbearing and stuff is because how would we be able to procreate if all the women get destroyed and the Lord just saved the men? He ain't finna nail Chesedek and poof you women out of nowhere and stuff just so we can bring back the 2/3 of Israel. You see, right? So this is you know the scriptures talk about the elect lady and stuff, right? So I want to bring out these scriptures. I'm gonna bring it out in the NLT New Living Translation, which is on the right. This is Ezekiel 14 and 14. It says, even if Noah, Daniel, and Job were there, their righteousness would save no one but themselves, save the sovereign Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai. You see, and we know when it comes down to the story of Noah, that Noah, we know that Noah had, we know that Noah had, uh, it was just him and his family and stuff that got saved, and all the animals. Two of every animal. I think it was seven of animals and stuff that was lawful. You know what I'm saying? But for the unlawful, it was two of everything. And well, unlawful to eat. That's how I'm using it. You know what I'm saying? Because the animals alone by themselves and stuff is not unlawful. It's just that when it come down to eating them, there's certain animals you can't eat. Right? That's pretty much how I used it. But the thing is that Noah prophesied for 100+ years, and he was building the ark at the same time because the great flood, the first death and stuff, was well on its way. And as you could see, it says in Ezekiel 14 and 14, it says, even if Noah, Daniel, and Job were there, their righteousness would save no one but themselves. Save the Lord, the sovereign Lord, right? So what does that show? Noah had a wife. Noah had 3 sons, and his 3 sons had wives. So what does that show you? You know what I'm saying? They got their act together. They believed and they moved with fear and stuff just like Noah, you see, because he clearly don't say anything about his wife. He don't say anything about his sons. And when it comes down to your own spirit, that's the only thing that you're working for. Ain't no freebies when it come down to children and stuff who have the ability and stuff to follow after righteousness and they don't want to. Just because you're the father doesn't mean they're going to get saved because that's your daughter. No. Just because it's your son. No. Just because that's your wife. No. As you can see, it says their righteousness, personal pronoun, meaning to yourself. Righteousness would save no one but themselves. So I'm going to skip to verse 16. It says, as surely, and it's still in the NLT to the right, it says, as surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord, it says, even if those 3 men were there, they wouldn't be able to save their own sons or daughters. They alone would be saved. Alone would be saved. But the land would be made desolate. It's talking about perilous and troublous times and stuff. Jacob's trouble is going to be the same way, right? Ezekiel 14 and 18, it says, as surely as I live, saith the sovereign Lord, even if those 3 men were there, they wouldn't be able to save their own sons or daughters. They alone will be saved. So this is Philippians. I just want, just laying back and on a brother. You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna get no freebie just because you hopping on elect man's penis. You gotta first see if you're gonna get chose first. So this Philippians 2 and 12 ain't gonna be no, oh, I'm gonna make sure woo to woo that he get with me. Ain't no tricking and nothing and stuff that ain't gonna work. This man gonna have to choose you. And that's what the brother was saying and stuff. What's gonna cause a man of the Lord to even want to be around you, and they have spiritual eyesight. We have the frontlets, you know what I'm saying? We're able to see spirits and discern spirits and stuff, and we can see when a woman is toxic. And some brothers and stuff might still like it. Some brothers, still attracted to that hate love situation. I guess maybe I'm just speaking as a man, not saying for everybody. But when it comes down to it, a woman being toxic and stuff is not sexy anymore. Nobody want that shit. Except for some hood niggas and stuff in the world. Nobody want that. Nobody want no female who acts masculine. Ain't nothing wrong with her having hands. But if she, knowing how to fight or defend herself, ain't nothing wrong with that. But if her ass is being like a fucking nigga, ain't no man in the Lord is gonna want to deal with that. Ain't no, oh, you just got to take me how I am and stuff. No, you going to have to take that man how he is and stuff because he going to guide you the correct way and stuff in order for you to be saved. You ain't going to just have some sex and still be on some bullshit out in this world and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be him. You do bullshit to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You go off towards yourself. You let your sins uplift yourselves. You know what I'm saying? If you do that and stuff, you going to be destroyed. And it's going to be another female and stuff that he probably going to deal with. You just can't hop on elect rod and then next thinking that you're gonna get saved. And right, so this is Philippians 2 and 12. It says it says in the King James version on the left, it says, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, when Yahushua walked the earth. It says, but now much more in my absence, he's here with us in spirit, but he's in a chair on the fathership and stuff on his way. It says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And own means to oneself, you see, right? So I'm gonna get together trembling right quick. It's tromos.
Strong's G 5156. Traumas. Traumas.
It says a trembling or quaking with fear. It says with fear and trembling used to describe the anxiety of one who distrusts his ability completely to meet all requirements, but religiously does his utmost to fulfill his duty. You know what I'm saying? Right, right. And one thing that a lot of women don't have is that they don't reverence their husband. You know what I'm saying? They don't have reverence, period. Not even to their own fathers, to other men. You know what I'm saying? Because this society and stuff has taught a lot of you women and stuff to think that you above the man when that's really a stone, a stumbling and stuff that Esau has put in front of you. And a lot of women don't want to give up the power. Like, say it's like this. Women, there was this, I ain't watched the show and whatnot. It was a short on YouTube. And she was like, it was like, why do men, or maybe it was one of the posts that brothers made and stuff. And it was like, why do men, don't want a boss bitch and stuff? For one, you a bitch. There's a certain vibration that goes with that. You can't sit up here and say that you classy, but then calling yourself a bitch at the same time. We know the attributes of women that call themselves bitches and stuff. Niggas don't like that. You know what I'm saying? That behavior gotta go. Secondly, you calling yourself a boss. And if you're used to being the boss, that means you're used to running things. So then if you're expecting to be with an elect man and whatnot, and he's the true boss because he's a man and you're a female, you're gonna have control issues. And that's a red flag. Ain't don't no nigga want no, well, when it come down to regular niggas in the world, I guess, but don't no man or Lord or those who's falling after Yahweh Shem Shine stuff want no female trying to control him or boss him around. And yes, we know about feminine wiles. Those who know about the scriptures, we know about that. We stay away. Some of us stay away and whatnot and stuff because shit, you get in trouble and stuff fucking with a female. Even if you do everything right and whatnot and stuff, she'll still fuck you up. Most of these women and stuff are if you ever remember the story, you got the scorpion asking the tortoise to help it travel over across the water, you know what I'm saying, to another land, and the tortoise like, nah, I can't do that. You gonna sting me. And then the scorpion like, nah, I ain't gonna sting you, I ain't gonna sting you. They get mid water and stuff and sting you and sting the tortoise and stuff, and the next you know both of them drown. Women are like that. Matter of fact, the scriptures do say that an evil woman is like holding a scorpion in your hand. A lot of you women are evil because you have this persona that you want that you think is glorifying you when it comes down to this world, and it's not glorifying you. Most of you women and stuff are looked upon as sex objects. Look how they dress in the music videos, sex objects. Your idea of cute and stuff is really sexy pertaining onto sex, and that's it. But when it come down to a righteous woman and stuff, guess what? She's gonna follow the protocol of what a woman's supposed to do. She's gonna shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Because the scripture says that it's a blessing to receive a quiet woman. A woman he ain't always trying to get the last word or steady trying to argue with you to woo. No, we know that we some guys are gonna get that and stuff, but the thing is that that's not that's that's not what's gonna be wanted in those times. If the man, the Lord is saying, "Wait, we finna go to right and whatnot and stuff," and you now, I think we need to go to the left. You gonna get your ass left for sure. Go to the left if you want to, but all the other females and stuff who gonna come with me, then come with me. It ain't gonna be no, oh, I should be enough. None of that shit gonna matter because you ain't the only female and stuff who needs to get saved. All that selfish shit gonna have to go out the door, right? So Philippians 2 and 12, it says, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. This is, it says, shine brightly for you outshine. What we doing, we got this word. This is Philippians 2 and 12. It says, dear friends, You always followed my instructions when I was with you, and now that I am away, it is even more important. It says, work hard to show the results of your salvation, obeying Yahweh Bashim Yahshua with deep reverence and fear. And then for women and stuff, say if you not this, you not that and stuff, don't come. Because a man who has this knowledge and whatnot, that's who you all gonna look for. You ain't gonna be looking for no nigga on the street. You ain't gonna be looking for no nigga and stuff who a MAGA supporter, make America great again. Who hoping for America to kick back. You ain't gonna be looking for that. So this is in the Bible basic English. In the BBE, it says, so then, my loved ones, as you have at all times done what I say, not only when I am present, but now much more when I am not with you. You know what I'm saying? Physically. He's on his way, though. It says, give yourselves to working out your salvation with fear in your hearts. And a woman needs to reverence her husband, you see, because you never know your husband stuff. He might be a convert. And if you a female and you uh, uh, if you're a female and you follow law, statutes, commandments and stuff, your actions or your behavior or how you move and how you walk through the spirit and stuff as a female, not trying to teach a man or nothing and stuff, but you stand within the lane that the Lord had presented unto you females to have. You do that and stuff. You might be with a man and stuff who's fallen ways of the world, but he could fuck around and be part of the elect and stuff that the Lord puts in his spirit to be like, you an Israelite, huh? And you follow the Bible, it might cause him to convert. You see? Uh, 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 and that's found in First Corinthians, the 7th chapter. And then it's also vice versa for men that deal with women and stuff who love being about the world. She might change. You see, she might repent, and she can look like anyone as long as she is real. That's all that matters, right? And part of the elect too. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, there was another point that I wanted to make. This is one of the things and stuff that you women are really gonna have to lean upon. Because as soon as that man comes, or that man, the Lord that you look for to get with, the thing is, uh, 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 you're gonna have to subject yourselves to him. So this is Colossians 3:18. It says, "Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as it is fit in the Lord." It says, "Wives," in the NLT. It says, "Wives, submit to your husbands as is fitting for those who belong to the Lord." And there's going to be a lot of women and stuff that's going to be too troublesome for them because they've been in that spirit. I don't need no man, but they're going to find out and stuff that you don't need it.
Strong's G 5293. Hupatasso. Hupatasso.
It says to arrange under, to subordinate, to subject, put in subjection, to subject oneself, obey. It says to submit to one's control. It says to yield to one's admonition or advice, because that's the reason in Isaiah 4:1 why a woman would get saved. It's not just you being connected and having sex with him and whatnot. It's because that man and stuff is going to tell you, you know what I'm saying, what you to do to avoid destruction. Because if that was the case and stuff, all the female had to do was just bounce on the dick one time and stuff and go cheat on the nigga and stuff with not no offense, uh, cheat on that man of Lord and stuff with somebody else that she want to. And it's like, well, since she had sex with him and stuff, she good. No, no, you gonna have to change your ways too. It says to obey, to be subject. Right. So I also want to get this. This is I think it's Second Peter's. And then for women and stuff, it's like, oh, I ain't gonna come to you. It don't matter. That shit don't matter at all. The thing, and the brother Benji and stuff, he made a point. It's like y'all need us. Because if the woman's a weaker vessel, you know what I'm saying, then that means that her being subject to sin is more easy for her to do so than it is for a man and stuff who probably would contemplate on certain things and be like, nah, I probably shouldn't do this. You see, you all need us. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's probably First Peter's. Yeah, I think it's First Peter's. And then for females and stuff, I don't want to hear this, I don't want to hear that and stuff. Guess what? The man of the Lord gonna peep that shit out and stuff and tell you to keep it moving. It ain't gonna be about, oh, damn, motherfuckers gonna turn down females with fat asses and big titties. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers gonna turn that shit down. And then for you motherfuckers and stuff who did surgery and whatnot and stuff, and you practice when it come down to your voice and stuff, I'm gonna tell you right now, uh, uh, and you practice with your voice and whatnot, to sound female and whatnot and stuff, or you change your vocals, I'm gonna tell you right now and stuff, there's one way, and the brother Kanasla is the one who told me about it, but there's one way to make sure to see if you a man or not. There's one thing. Because you got niggas out here and stuff where they invert their penises and whatnot and stuff so it can look like coochie. So I'm gonna grab this. It's a physical way. If you're it's a physical way and stuff to see. So this is First Peter 3:6. It says, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well. See, as long as you do well, right? That's what that man is going to bring. Because Apostle Boss said it himself. He said a woman represents chaos and a man represents order. You see, it says, because if it was vice versa and stuff, we would have been the weaker vessel, and you all would have been made first. And no, the Lord is not a female and stuff, because he wouldn't. Because if that was the case, the female would have been the dominant species, not the male. Y'all would have been made first. Then we would have came. So for anybody and stuff who think about that, because they do say that shit, that's not right. So this is First Peter 3:6. It says, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as you do well. And it's you all gotta present yourselves to be holy, and the only one who's gonna really guide you of doing that and stuff is gonna be a man. Right? If you single or you with a man already, it says, and are not afraid with amazement. So I want to get that word Lord, because you got to understand, when it come down to Israel, which we are, the thing is that a man is when it come down to ranking, he's a higher ranking Israelite than you. So this is the word Lord. Curios.
Strong's G 2962. Kurios. Kurios.
It says supremacy, root word, right? It says he to whom a person or thing belongs. It says, okay, the scripture says, once you get a wife, you get yourself a possession, as long as it's not unlawful marriage, or prostitution. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women and stuff who are in that field and stuff where you sell the box and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You sell the coochie and stuff, right? The thing is that uh, uh, it might be a pretty woman thing stuff for you. You might deal with this guy and stuff, be like, oh, you know what, this guy's a man of the Lord, woo, this, that, and the third. He be out there, woo, to woo. You know what I'm saying? Or he got the message and woo, to woo. And the thing is that if, like, say, if the Lord has it where it hook up, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a time you might be like, you know what, this is on the house, and then you're gonna be trying to fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, it could happen like that. Pretty woman, a lot of women and stuff who in that field and whatnot and stuff. You gonna link with a man of the Lord and whatnot and stuff, and you get saved that way. You know what I'm saying? But don't get caught. I'll tell you that on both ends, because you got whole ass, jealous ass niggas. So this is he to whom a person or thing belongs, about which he has power over, deciding master, Lord. You see, I'm going to go to C. It says, this title is given to God. Well, yeah, that's why I wish I still had my sword. It says, in the state, the sovereign, prince, chief, more than conquerors. It says the owner, one who has control of the person, the master. And that's not by paperwork. That's by genetics. We're a man. We're men. You know what I'm saying? We're men. You're a woman. And in the etymology and stuff, if you go into the word woman, woman means servant. You see, you know, you don't mean that you don't have chain and ball hanging from your ankles and shit, and you making trenches and shit in the ground. It don't mean like that and stuff. It's just that remember, you all was created to be a helpmate onto the man. We're number one. You number two. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel no type of way. Do what you got to do and stuff to save your ass. You see. So I hope this video was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Habrakakwadash. Double honors to apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to elect, which we ought to be. Shalom, Baba Kwam Yasharala. Do things that pertains unto salvation.